to shine. The name is Law Nation. Let's go. Be sure on your way in, hit that like bell, hit that notification, of course, subscribe, and we're going to get down to business. Let's get down to it. Appreciate everybody. I hope all is well with your day. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. The Cowboys rookie minicamp report brought to you by the Dallas Cowboys, right? Nah, brought to you by Law Nation. Let's go. They said Williams had a wonderful day today. They said all was well with him. Showcased some good delivery, tactics. There will be a film review, like a film observation from camp today. It will be later on tonight. Yeah. We should be excited about that. Good old Parsons. I'm going to break down Charles Haley working out with Parsons. Yeah. And the expectations of LVE. Let's go. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Turn me up a little bit. Yeah. Hey. Come on. I see you, D-Road. Sadiqa. One love. Natasha. Appreciate you. Man, I had a wonderful day today. Got a chance to watch Doctor Strange. The multiverse madness. It was crazy. All what happened with Doctor Strange. You guys know that's one of my favorites. And I got a chance to just sit back and relax and get a chance to catch up on some of that Marvel's movies that's out. And I think Marvel is right on the right page with everything so far. Our schedule is tough. This is from Ken Thompson. You got to play it, right? You got to play it. So it appears to be tough because you're playing against the Buccaneers, right? Opening night. And then you got to play against the Cincinnati Bengals, right? But before last year, nobody was saying, oh, it's the Bengals, right? And back in the hearts of hearts, in the minds and the thoughts, they're looking at the Dallas Cowboys like, man, we got to play against the Dallas Cowboys. And you know, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin is going to be watching the Dallas Cowboys. Hate them or love them. That's why you talk about them, right? And that's just the reality of it. It may appear to be hard for us, but it's hard for them. Think about it. They, in the back of their mind, they said that this team put up 31 points a game. More yards than any other team in the National Football League last year. And one thing you don't want is to get embarrassed. You just hope that the aficionados is on your side, right? That's what you're looking for, right? Shout out to you, JT. Hope all is well with you, Jameson. Shout out to you, King. Appreciate you, my brother from another mother. Shout out to you, Iron Man. As the room fill up, we're going to listen to 105. We're also going to listen to some audio of Dan Quinn. And matter of fact, let's listen to some audio from the Dallas News. Let me know if you guys can hear any of that.
Cowboys. Sam Williams' mutual appreciation grows after strong first day of rookie camp. Williams made a strong first impression on Dallas coaching staff, and the fondness extends both ways. Frisco, it was time for players at the Ole Miss Pro Day to break into groups and give the NFL scouts and coaches a better feel for how they move and work. Dan Quinn jumped into the session and put the defensive players through some drills. Video of the Cowboys coordinator working with defensive end Sam Williams quickly surfaced on social media. Quinn said a few words to Williams once the workout was done, then turned to walk off the field with Mike McCarthy. Man, I'd really like to coach that guy, Quinn told the head coach. Quinn was doing exactly that Friday as the Cowboys rookie class, and selected others, convened at the Star for an orientation session that extends through this weekend. Smith is one of 9 players from the latest Cowboys draft class. He isn't sure what role he'll be asked to play when the season kicks off in 4 months. But the rookie knows in the 2 weeks since the franchise took him in the second round, and even before, He sparked with his new team in a way that's difficult to put into words.
Right.
The breadcrumbs that led to Williams were dropped well before the draft.
Listen.
McCarthy likes to stop by Will McClay's office and talk during the regular season. One afternoon in October or November, McCarthy isn't sure when, he walked in and saw the vice president of player personnel was watching tape of Williams. He stayed to watch. Several months later, McCarthy and Quinn went to Oxford for the Ole Miss Pro Day to get a closer look. A big storm was set to blow through Oxford later that afternoon. McCarthy remembers grabbing subs and rushing to the plane to try to beat the storm. The conversation quickly turned to Williams. Obviously made a huge impression on both of us that day, McCarthy said of Williams. And then at the workout, you could see it. You could see.
I'm going to pause it right there, man. Appreciate everybody. There's a full article that you guys could read, and they would just give it some good details about Williams. Sometimes your first impression is all that you need. Write that down. Sometimes your first impression is all that you need. And when you think about the draft and its philosophy and how they look at players, they look at the vision of the player working out with other players that's already on this team, and they already have in store or in sight or in mind of how they're going to utilize said player. But we as fandoms, we will look at it and say, this guy will be better based off of these accolades or stats or what have you. But you don't have their vision. You don't have their intellect nor their skill set. And what we do, we tend to do this in everyday life, right? There's no way that this person is eligible for that job. There's no way that this person is qualified for this position. And I come to tell you guys that sometimes the person that's qualified, there's a creator that makes the unqualified qualified. Y'all don't like me here today, but I'm telling you guys, sometimes that is just the way reality works too. No one saw the vision of Dan Quinn with Parsons on how he was working with Parsons. And when I think of this, Cowboy Nation, when I look at pictures like this, woo! Dan Quinn being able to stare into the eyes of Williams and saying, now it's time for me to take you to this level, to that level, because I can already identify with what you was doing at Ole Miss, whereas I seen the good, right? And others were seeing the bad. And I know that it's only this much that I need to do in order to get you to this level. Boy, y'all, it's going to hit people differently. Somebody's going to get a phone call in 3 weeks from now and say, man, we giving you $130,000. That's your salary when you came in looking for 30. And they give you $100,000 more. Somebody going to receive it today, right? And look, somebody's receiving it now. Somebody just hit them. The small hairs on the back of their neck stood tall and salute and said, man, that Law Nation boy, he's spoken into existence. Mama, Pookie, Ray Ray, I'm going to take over the family now, baby. Boy, for real. That's how life works. That's how life works. And we got to be mindful of that, right? Let's listen to Dan Quinn. And I know you guys may have heard of the interview already, but it's now time for me to break it down, right? Let's listen. Let me know if y'all can hear audio.
How you view him,
Sure.
what he needs to work on.
Yeah, and it was. This is usually one of my more favorite weekends, through the NFL and getting to be a part of the guy's first entry into the NFL, and it's like for as long as I can remember, from my first year coming into the NFL, of going to your first minicamp and being part of a team again. So just
can y'all see the audio too?
Looking for from not just Sam but from a lot of the guys, was
it's a little low.
To see their movements and get a chance to see what they can do.
It's a little low on the website.
That's kind of what this first 3 days are about, to find unique traits, and then it's up to us to find the traits that a player has, okay, this is how we'd feature them. And so to me, the evaluation is now, and then it goes in through the OTAs, and then there's another part of it that goes into camp. But one thing we do know for sure, there's speed and there's explosiveness and get off, all the things you look for in a rush. But past that, that's now I'm just trying to find right side, left side, inside, outside. And so I'll try some new jobs, some new positions. Some will work well, some won't. And then, but I like to do those projects now and in the spring to find out what a guy can do. And so I have a high standard for what I think he can do, but it'll take a while to get to know him and inside out and all the things, unique stuff that he has.
Yeah, he said it'll take a while. Get that out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. He said it's going to take a while to get to know a player, right? And that's the reality of it. It should take a while to get to know somebody. And you want to be able to start them off slowly. You don't want to put them in every drill and every possibility right now. And that's what I was saying about Big Cat. If you guys look at my assessment, the kid played 4 years at Auburn, 6'5", 242 pounds, and he's undersized. Now, he looked good when he was playing the right beside Big Derrick Brown. You guys remember him, right? He looked good. And they had him standing up. Sometimes they had him with the 4-point stance. At times they played him right and left, right? But he never had gaudy numbers. Appreciate you, D Shift. Thank you so much for your donation there, man. I really appreciate you on that. He says only 4 teams will play that have a QB as good as Dak Prescott. Okay, I feel what you're saying. I feel you. I feel you, fam. I feel you on that. Let me give you a drop button for that one. And I get where you're going at with that one. I get where you're going at. I get where you're going. Let's listen to more of that. And I'll break down some more of those guys. Audio loss, you hit a response.
His initial quickness, and sometimes as a pass rusher, beating someone to the punch is more than half the job. And so if you have the quickness to get on somebody both mentally and physically, to put that kind of pressure on somebody, and I felt that one with him. And then anytime you go and you spend extra time with somebody and you just gain more. We met at the combine and then got a chance to meet there again and talk on calls. And so just building that relationship, I think, is an important part of not just his draft pick, but for others as well. So I think it was there, going to Ole Miss, he came here, then we started on calls. So like most things, relationships take some time, and the stronger, the longer it goes, hopefully the stronger it gets. But I think leaving the field that day, I remember telling Mike, man, I'd really like to coach that guy.
Woo! So what he said was, and I hope you guys are writing this down in your mental mind, your mental Rolodex of things, right? The initial quickness, the burst, that's half of the battle. To get off. And when you start to align your team, let me know if my audio is straight. Let me know. I see it chipping on my end. And I know their audio is going to be a little low, but just bear with it. And these sorts of things. But quickness is everything, baby. Quickness is. And every now and then you can work on the other things as it goes. Disengagement is something that, and I'm going back, not from Big Cat, but I'm talking now about my guy, Sam D. Williams. And I think that Sam made a big mistake. He should just be called Sam Williams, right? Because now when you try to mix it around, some people call him Sam, some people call him D, and it's just going to clog the waters, muddy the waters. And he could differentiate, like people that know me call me D. Williams, right? And people who don't know me call me Sam, but that's the story of a different day. He's a young guy, he's learning. But neither here nor there. The Dallas Cowboys with D. Williams, he got one trick right now, which is speed. And don't try to pour upon him everything, right? We saw in Michael Parsons' game, he didn't rush much week 1 last year. But week 2, we had D-Law that was out of the picture, and they needed some impressions from Parsons. He didn't have a lot of technique. He just had pure speed. Straight up speed. Sam Dewey. I like that, Chris. I like the way you putting that down. Yeah. Shout out to you, Auntie. Appreciate you for jumping in. And along the way, he started to learn other techniques and moves, but he wasn't thrown into the deep end already. And I get it. You want to be thrown into the deep end, by the way. But that's the NFL. But let's not try to put him inside the Bermuda Triangle and say, hey, man, see if you can survive. No, let him swim a little bit. Then when he get ready, man, stay away from the Bermuda Triangle, there's other stuff that's going on there right there. But you guys get what I'm saying. But he filled right on in, like my guy Dartis says. Parsons filled in great for D-Law, right? So when D-Law had his broken foot or what have you, who missed D-Law, right? We go on and say, man, wait till D-Law come back. And that's how we was looking at that. But let's listen to more of this. But he said speed is everything. So 4.4 speed, hey. And let me get back to Big Cat right quick. Big Cat, for those who don't know, it's a long shot for him making the team. But he got raw, untapped abilities that Dan Quinn going to have to get his hands on him as well, the undrafted kid, right? He got to steal some reps. And if I'm Big Cat, the 6'5" guy who played for UCF, right? I'm knocking at the door with Parsons and D. Williams, and I'm saying, hey, what you guys want, man? You want to play chess? You want to play dominoes? What's good? Spade? You want to be my partner? And I'm trying to learn everything that they know so that I can be better at my craft.
And that's a good feeling to have when you leave somewhere, knowing that if the opportunity comes about to coach him, I think we'd have a real plan for that.
Is the opposite ever?
Oh yeah, a lot of times. And when you leave somewhere, you say, and there's been players that you didn't get to coach, and you kept up through the years. You saw them before a game or after the game, and hey, remember, I came to school X, Y, or Z. But I have had that feeling, and most of the times when you have that feeling, it's usually a good, because you can also have the other side of that emotion too, to say, good player, but we probably aren't the best fit for one another. And
right.
So I've had that emotion there too, and
right.
But I like energy. I like guys who have speed, and I want to see them really push it. And those are some of the traits that I saw that day, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
How have you evaluated him against the run?
They
asked him how they evaluate Williams against the run. And excuse me if I'm stumbling over words. I'm keep almost this close from calling Williams Parsons, because them dudes look alike. And I get it, right? Some of y'all say, hey, Law, you look like James Harden, But those boys look alike. It keeps me from saying Parsons. It's hard. But I hope that he can have some type of impact. Not equivalent to Parsons, right? And I'm not finna have that crazy thought in my mind. But if that happened, it's the cherry, right, on the top. But, man, I'm trying to keep myself from saying Parsons. But let's listen.
Techniques at Ole Miss. Some he was playing inside, what we call a four-eye B-gap player, some on the outside. So I would say most of the time I evaluate him on the things that we would ask him to do. And on those things, run, pass, drop, stunts, I kind of go through a checklist of the things I would ask him to do. And I really thought he'd fit in well with the defense that we play and the style that we play. So, colleges are sometimes more versatile or less versatile, or you put guys in different spots. And sometimes you find, okay, what are the best things that he would do in our system? And I try to always be really clear on that when I'm looking at somebody, to say, all right, what would he do here? And, for instance, that might be a safety that, when I looked at Marquise, to say, what would he look like as a linebacker? What would he look like down in the box? And so, we sent, coach down to visit with him. He came in on a visit, and I had him meet as a linebacker for that day, because I think he...
Listen, if you guys don't know who he's talking about Marquise Bell. Can somebody do me a huge favor and put his measurables down? You'll be a good sport if you can. Put his measurables down, and I think that Marquise Bell, that frame, and he said talking about playing at linebacker, that's another hybrid role. And remember when we was talking about the aspect of longitudes and latitude of having the ability. Shout out to you, Jay Versi. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for jumping in. And thank you for the donation earlier this morning. I was on the road. That's why I couldn't respond to your donation, but I really appreciate you, man. Here's the thing. When you talk about the aspect of hybrid, that boy right there up the top with the hat on, I'm going to give me one of those hats. I like that fatigue hat. You know, that military, like I'm finna go to war type of hat. I'm going to give me one of those, right? Right. But when he was talking about the aspect of this right here, hybrid, we talked about this. He get longitudes and latitude to do that. I don't think the offense has been proven yet to do that. 6'2", 212, right? Appreciate you. CG, appreciate you. 6'2", 212. I mean, he can play down inside the box, not necessarily a linebacker, but I do know a linebacker 6'3", 225-ish, and there's Darius Leonard. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to put speed out there, Cowboy Nation. And that's a hybrid situation. J-Ron Curse, he's like 6'3", 6'4"-ish, right? 220, 225-ish. I don't think J-Ron is that big, is he? Can y'all please do me another favor? I thank you guys so much. Can you put J-Ron measurables down? Curse.
He has some of those traits because I saw the hitting and the contact. So I try to just always use my, not imagination, but
the hitting,
make sure
and
the
contact
vision is there for the player, because sometimes when a guy gets here, they're not quite sure what the vision is, and I think that's a really important part of it, to explain it out. I explained, to the players last night, your identity will now be shaped about what you do, and I talked about Leon, I think, who was a 7th-round pick here and played 11 years, and Al Harris are.
Excuse me. So he's 6'4", 205. So yeah, it's kind of frailly, right? But if he's 6 foot 225, then I don't think that he's 205. I don't think that he's 205 because I've seen him in person. So he might be around 215, like Brian says. Like when he came into the league, he probably was 205. But J-Ron Curse, he is big. He's big up top. He do got tiny legs, but the dude can move. And I think that 6'2", 212, that's solid, right? That's solid. And 5 pounds here or there, you can gain that real quickly. And I don't want him to gain any more pounds. I'm talking about Marquise Bell. I don't want him to gain any more weight. Keep that speed on the field and keep hitting the way you're hitting. Keep hitting the way you're hitting. Law, he's 215. Yeah, so he got to be 250. Now, he's not 230. If he's 230, we'd be asking him, hey, man, can you lose a little about like 5-6 pounds? Come on, man.
DB's coach played 15 years and was a 6th-round pick. And I said if they had to redraft those guys a few years later, they probably wouldn't have been drafted in the 6th round and the 7th round. So what you do from here is really going to shape your identity. That's up to me and the other coaches to make sure we can put guys in spaces to allow them to be at their best. I said I want to see, for whatever your best looks like today, however long we go. And so whatever reps you have, I want to see what your best looks like. So I know I answered a long-winded way to ask you that, but I think it was important for you to understand what I look for.
Oh, it's important for you to break it down, and it's important for everybody to understand that piece of the puzzle, what he's talking about. Like he mentioned, Leon Lett playing 11 years in the National Football League. He mentioned Al Harrison playing 15 years. Both of those guys drafted in the later of the rounds, but it's all about the vision. Like WandaVision, right? Not going to tell the movie Doctor Strange, but she had a vision. And she created she created a whole universe for her. That was her vision. But in reality, everything was being destroyed. But her vision. Sometimes you can be selfish with your visions, right? So there's two sides to it. But sometimes you have to be revealed of what's really going on. But when you have that solidness as it relates to Leon Lett and Al, what he was able to do for all of those years, oh my goodness. That vision is now plain. And that vision right there is meant for that organizations that hire said players. So what he's saying is basically, don't look where you was drafted at. Excuse me, Law, do you have any evidence on that? Yeah. I bring facts to the table, makes my teeth white, and it make my beard grow. You see, they had a vision for Richard Sherman. What round was Richard Sherman drafted in? Can y'all put that down for me? And then Cam Chancellor, can you guys please, pretty please with the cherry on the top? Can y'all put what round those boys was drafted in? Were they early round guys? But that team had a vision, and he connected with the vision with the sweat equity that he's putting out there now. And I'm not giving Dan Quinn all of the credit for those DBs, but you guys get what I'm trying to put to you guys. Don't look and don't fall in love with a first-round draft pick. What if I told you, like Ripley's, believe it or not, like Ripley's, that there are more Hall of Famers in the Hall of Fame not drafted in the first round?
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
Right?
How far along were you in your coaching career before you went from just looking at a guy and what kind of football player he was to then saying we got to have a role or a vision?
You know what? I had some excellent mentors on the way up, and so my first NFL job was at the San Francisco 49ers, and there was a veteran coach there who at the time was in player personnel. His name was Bill McPherson. He just passed a year ago, but he was a fantastic defensive line coach and defensive coordinator. And so it was just almost every day I'm in his office. And he had coached Charles, in San Francisco, and Bryant Young and others. And during those years with him, I think I learned the value of what the roles were, hearing Coach Walsh or somebody say, he's a third down rusher. He could be a short yardage fullback. All the, the traits that I had. Now, when I went to the NFL, I'd come from college where it was recruiting. It was just, then he's a tackle, he's a quarterback. And so they became different for me. Okay, we'll see how much you guys like me now. Locker room is open.
But what he's saying basically, baby, is that he learned from, the veteran coaches or what have you. And Charles Haley, he's in the building, and he's literally working with those guys that's on the Cowboys roster now, and especially like Parsons. One of the things that Parsons still need to work on, believe it or not, is disengaging, right? Getting separation, not allowing the opposition to get his hands inside. And understanding, we all got to know this, Cowboy Nation, week 1, week 2, and beyond. We're not going to get the calls, right? So when they hold it inside, you got to be able to rip, claw, disengage, and still shoot upfield. You can't be looking back like, hey, where the flag at? You got to defeat 3 teams. Every single Sunday, you got to defeat 3 teams. You can't cry about it. You can't complain about it. And I hope that the Cowboys front office, they keep their mouth shut about it, and the fans be the only one that talk about it, right? And the players don't need to be mentioning anything about the refs. No. We play against 3 teams every Sunday, and every time we put on the uniform, Monday night, whatever. Law, who are the 3 teams? Law, who are the 3 teams? One being Roger Goodell, right, who sits high and watch the team when they call it and they say, okay, let's send it up to New York. You think Roger Goodell is sleeping? No, he's watching. He's the ultimate decision maker, right? The other being the aficionados that's on the field. We got to play against those boys. And dog it Mike McCarthy this year, I don't want to hear a word saying we're studying the aficionados. No. You can study the aficionados, but don't open your mouth about it. You don't have to let people know your intentions, right? And then, of course, we playing against the opposing team. There's 3 teams that we got to beat. Every single game we play. Right? It don't matter. It don't matter right now. They already put the narrative out there. Let me see. Sadiq, appreciate you. Chat room, please. All keep D Stew and all in our prayers. and smash that like button. Over 400 in here and only 98 likes, man. How dare y'all? Y'all want me to shut it down now? How dare y'all? 400 and only 98 likes. Come on, man.
Shame.
Shame on them. Shame on them.
Shame.
So, y'all listen to Sadiqa. Hit that like button. Conspiracy. Yeah, this is indeed. It is a conspiracy. We fighting against 3 teams every single day. Well, every single day we play. Let's listen to more what he had to say.
You guys can go ahead, honestly. I will not. I would much rather you spend time with them today than me. I'll follow up with you, and then if anybody, you can leave with no penalty.
Prayer up to D Stew. Prayer up to D Stew. By the way, let's see a lot of blue hearts in the chat. While I think that was the end of that interview. By the way, shout out to Dan Quinn. Let's see a lot of blue hearts in the chat, and we hope all is well with the family members and everything else that's going on in this world. All right, so next we have on deck, and we're going to go through this quickly. A little later on tonight, I'm supposed to be on another platform talking to another person about Cowboys content and beyond. So bear with me as I try to merge all of this time together. Space-time continuum. Mm-hmm. I love seeing those blue hearts, by the way, Cowboy Nation. Let's listen to 105.3 The Fan. And far as, let me do this, because I know you guys have seen this video already, right? Come on now. Here's the video right here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. D2 Stu, what's good, man? I see you, fam. He said, "Law, cancer sucks." Yeah, if I can tell you about cancer right about now, I might get banned off of YouTube. But yeah, we praying for you, fam. Uh-oh. Did I send the right one? Yeah, I sent the right one. That's the link to the video, to Dan Quinn. Be sure to watch and comment in the video. Law sent me here, man. I just watched it on Law Nation show, but Law sent me here to give you guys another view. So please do that for me, and that helps out everything.
Locker room, and you're like, oh,
sure. So you're just objectifying them all, right?
Yeah,
like who's got the best calves? I'd like to run through this a little bit.
That's the sick thing that
105.3
scouts do. You know, we sit there and look. You know, we look at these guys.
Eric loves the Cavs, but last year I remember you were calling Kelvin Joseph out, not being quite in shape.
He wasn't at all, and I think it affected the way his. I think you have
Shout
to
out
get
to you,
off to a
Jim
good
Laws.
start on
Appreciate
these
you for the
rookie
donation.
mini camps and stuff like that. I really do. I mean, I know you're nervous as all get out, about it, and you really probably haven't trained. There were some guys that probably haven't trained since their workout days.
Had a couple of huffing and puffing out there today.
Well, no, I mean, back in the day, guys like Des Bryant would be throwing up and stuff like that. I mean, used to.
Brian Broad is about to give his assessment on today's practice. Shout out to him from 105.3 The Fan. I haven't heard the full audio yet, so there's no way I can skip through it. So you guys just bear with me. Appreciate everyone, though.
Those practices were pretty intense, and these are a little bit more of some individual and then drills, like some teamwork against each other. And that's the part where you can kind of get something out of it, because I was looking, I was like wanting to see what was going on at the offensive line spot.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see with Tyler Smith, okay, where are they playing him? If you get the sheet, the roster from the Cowboys, they list him as an offensive tackle. Well, he was a starter at left guard. And then
you don't say.
And then Matt Letzko was playing the left tackle. But I will say this about Tyler Smith.
Break it down.
I'll say this about Tyler Smith. Physically, he is a good-looking player. I mean, when you look at him just in jersey shorts and all, I could see, like 324 pounds, and you could see it to the point where you're like going, man, this dude is not sloppy looking at all.
Yeah.
Off the bus. Yeah.
Hey, man, shout out to all of the sloppy guys on the front five. But, man, when you in shape, it pays off, man. It's hard to grab some of that flubber, So, and that will help you out, especially kicked inside. And people were looking at Aaron Donald, and I know he plays on the opposing side of the field. And they was looking at Aaron Donald like, is he really big enough, right? but he played low to the earth, kept his pad levels low, and he was always quick to get inside. And the straightest path to the quarterback is always a straight line, right? Not around or what have you. And he just a monster, right? And he gets right inside you, and he get to pulling. He get to moving you out the way. And Tyron Smith, our left tackle, who been in the league for a long time. I mean, back in the day, like 5-6 years ago, he just lost his six-pack, right? He'd take his shirt off. You say, hey, man, it's humanly impossible for him to have a six-pack at Tyron Smith's size. And I don't know whether or not Tyler Smith have a six-pack, but for Brian Broaddus to talk about his physique, that could be something that we can say, yeah, that may work, right? And we've been so doughy in the middle with Connor Williams and as well as Tyler Biadasz, right? I literally, when I saw Connor Williams, look, there are some players that you see immediately. You say, man, that's a football player. That dude played football. Connor Williams looked like when I walked up to him, I like, look, man, he looked like he's in public somewhere, like a dude that I bump into at Walmart or something, right? But when I bumped into Tyron Smith, I was like, God dog, man, you know? But when you see Connor Williams in real life, you say, hey, you know. But Connor Williams was still a big dude. Don't get it twisted now. But he was doughy, right? He was doughy. So we'll find out, man, whether or not do size really matter as it relates to the offensive line. But you guys let me know how you guys feel about that. And let me know, have you ever met Tyron Smith before, right? Let me know.
Yeah,
Kind of deal.
I mean,
intimidate the opposing team.
But I'll tell you what, and what was fun today is this John Ridgeway, this defensive tackle from Arkansas, is another big, burly guy. They got into it a little bit today.
Yeah!
They got into it like to the point where I was like, wait a minute, this is just kind of like rookies and helmets and T-shirts kind of a thing.
Trying to make an impression, though.
Yeah, baby. Brian Broaddus, man, boy, yeah, that changed my whole mood for the rest of the day.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
Yeah, oh my goodness, man. Oh,
you think darkness is your ally?
I love hearing that. This was before the pass. You in shell? What? They not even in shells. They are in Cowboys t-shirts and basketball shorts with cleats, with the hat. Maybe some of them have their hat to the back. They are in installment drills, and let me just rewind for your mind. Let me rewind for your mind on this one, baby. Man, Brian Broaddus, man, I knew it was the reason why I like some Brian Broaddus, man. I tell you, man.
Yeah,
Kind of deal. Intimidate the opposing team.
But I'll tell you what, and what was fun today is this John Ridgeway, this defensive tackle from Arkansas, is another big, burly guy. They got into it a little bit today.
Good.
They got into it like to the point where I was like, wait a minute, this is just kind of like rookies and helmets and T-shirts kind of a thing.
Trying to make an impression, though.
I think they were.
Yeah.
I think my early indication of people telling me in the Cowboys, I ran into a couple of guys on the way out and visit. They're like, this Ridgeway kid's nuts. I mean, nuts in a good way.
Good.
Platters,
baby, the vanilla gorilla.
Not like he's going to go postal on anybody or anything like that. But
Well,
he's
we
a little
need that.
bit. He's a little bit out there.
We need
you
that.
know, and he's a little bit of like challenging.
wild cards.
Challenging people and stuff.
Yeah, we need that.
And him
Culture.
and Tyler Smith got into it a little bit. And I will say this.
Who got the best?
Tyler Smith, like, Ridgeway's coming off the ball, good clip. You know, he's coming, I mean, like some pop. Smith's like, not today. I don't know. I've never worked against you, sir. I'm
gotta
sorry,
go to
I'm
that
my
auction.
teammate. But they had a good little battle with two really, really strong guys. And I was impressed by Smith's ability just to sit down. And Ridgeway doesn't have a lot of pass rush technique. He's
Right, he
going to
don't.
try and bully you just blow through you and that kind of thing. But like Smith's like, fine, if you want to try and run over me, go ahead.
Man, I just hope them boys don't hurt themselves. But baby, look. Akeem, put his full measurables down. Put his height. I think he's 6'6". This Ridgeway is, look, shout out to you, Key, man. One love to you, man. He's 6 foot. Somebody put Tyler Smith measurables down as well as Ridgeway measurable down. And baby, that's different, baby. That's different. Oh my gosh, man. We ain't talking about pads, baby. We talking about mentality, man.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh my gosh, man. This is the type of stuff that we need. They both 6'5", right? Kavanaugh said that they will be the first to fight. Well, I second that notion, and I said too that there will be a fight, right? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to create some whole different drops in this thing. And I saw some clips earlier today, with Matt Welletsko. Oh, he ain't no push around doughy dude too. So I'm gonna see if he's gonna talk about Matt Welletsko, 6'6", 320. My gosh. The ideology of it that we used to have a guy by the name of Antoine Woods, and he was like 5'11". They had him listed as 6 foot. And I'm not talking about my guy. He was a little tree stump, but he did his deal. But when you're talking about 5'11"-ish, 310, juxtaposed to somebody that's 6'6", 320, 5-ish, give or take, that's a whole different world. And I'm not talking about Big Bo, but Big Bo should be looking. He put them oodles and noodles down and get some of that creatine right now and get back to being 360, whatever he was in college, and get out of that 330 or 325 and get out there to say, man, hey, I'm a big boy too. We never had these two big boys like that, you know. So Ridgeway coming with attitude, and we going to see whether or not Big Bo is going to follow up with it, because he's looking. He's like, oh, I can't let a rookie outperform me. No. Big Bo should be when they do the veterans camp or what have you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
He should be fighting in there too, you know. Just my thoughts on it, you know. That's my thoughts. Ridgeway is 325 without pads. Yeah, you ain't lying. So he gonna be big.
And
with
he
the
just
pads.
sat down on him a couple of different times. And then there were a couple times, like in the run game, where the ball was going to the outside, and he was able.
My God, SJ was good. Mike Tyson was 5'11". Yeah, there's a whole different world, right? Right, there's a whole different world. Mike Tyson 5'11", right? And EJ Spencer. He's 5'8", 5'9", 140 pounds. There's people right now that's in this chat saying, man, 140 pounds, 140 in middle school, right? But would you fight them, you know, pound for pound? So it's two different worlds, right? And I don't think that EJ could play football. I don't think that. He could. I'll put him at DB, maybe safety, but not at 140 pounds, though, right? Right? Just different worlds, right? Hit first and don't get hit, right? Yeah, you're right. Matt is 6'8". Yeah, he's a big boy.
Able to kind of get him, hold him in place, turn him a little bit. So I was impressed by that, just for the fact that the two rookies, two of these guys and I think Ridgeway is going to be really, really good for this team as that one technique nose tackle guy. But I wasn't really sure about Smith, and I know it's his first, but how he would look inside like that, because he plays at Tulsa. I was watching him play tackle. Man, he looks super comfortable in there, just in that stance and stuff like that, and coming off the ball. Again, I know it's one practice, T-shirts and shorts, but there was some good little compete between those two. You know, like it wasn't like you're not going to get the best. It's like when one came off the ball, it's like, oh, that's how we're going to play today. So it was a good little competition inside.
I like that.
That's fun. That gets me excited.
Are there defensive tackles once we get to Oxnard that you can really evaluate him against, or are we going to have to wait until the NFL season starts to know how he's going to handle the better ones?
Yeah, well, let's see how it goes with with your your Osas and guys like that. The quicker type of guys.
Neville Gallimore.
The quicker. I'm interested to see, because that's the thing. That when you get called for holding and your hands and problems like that, it's quick.
It's quick.
Power doesn't give him problems.
That's great.
It's quick. Mm-hmm. And so I'm interested to see what quick does to him with the veterans. Okay.
But before you go to this other point, look. It was the inverse, right, with Connor. Connor can handle anybody who's quick. Connor Williams could handle anybody who's quick. Connor's issue was when it was time to set and anchor in with power. And I was telling people, like, shoot, they playing around with the Cowboys all day until they get to the third and fourth quarter. That's when they say, man, hey, I got me one in the possible. I got me one in the possible. How many books you got? They looking at it like, I know I can get you one, coach. Where you can get one at? On that guy right there, that number 52 inside, at Connor Williams. I know I can give me one. I can get you one. I can get you one sack at least. I know for sure. And then some of them was brass enough to say, I'm gonna get you two, because they knew that power bull rush is just something that he just couldn't handle. So I'm not really worried about quickness with Tyler Smith. He's going to have to work on that. But within the confines of his cylinder that he's going to have to play within, I think that he's going to be able to handle that. And if they try to do speed to power, at least when they go into their power transitions, he got long enough reach, 330 pounds, he's sick down, and that's what you need, that 1 or 2 seconds for the quarterback to get that ball out. And once they figure out that continuity, baby, it's going to be nice. But I want you guys so much, man, to look at some of the older tapes and watch Tyron Smith. When he cheated back inside to help Connor Williams out, and the speed rush dipped that shoulder to come around the edge. Go back and watch some of those sacks that was given up by Tyron Smith, who really don't give up a lot of sacks, by the way. So I just believe that Tyler Smith, and I know he have not played a down in the NFL, his upside is just stupid good. It's silly. Matt Waletzko is the left tackle. Yeah, I think he's going to be that in the future. And notice we haven't talked about Josh Ball. Let's go.
Also, Sam Williams. He's going by D. Williams now, right? I mean, they have it on the sheet as Sam.
Interchange.
Yeah, D. Williams. Okay, D. Williams playing as a right end, right defensive end.
Weak side.
So that's on the opposite of what Tank would be.
Sure.
So he's on that right side. He's the old Randy Gregory position. That's what he's playing over there.
We played in Old Mill.
I'll tell you what, man, that son of a gun's not little. That son of a gun's got some get off though. That first couple of steps, he was able to get off the ball pretty well and was disruptive on a couple of different plays. Matter of fact, the plays I saw, and I went back and saw on Twitter, Mike McCarthy made mention of it. He said, "Man, there were a couple of plays where Williams won clean." I know what plays he's talking about. He was able to come off the ball, get around the corner, get up the field. This guy's super long. I mean, like extend on the tackle, and then get around the tackle long. And
give me an overreaction. Is he a Pro Bowler? Is he an all?
Hold on, before you go. This is my assessment on when he extend. If he can hit inside your chest good to extend and drive. And then he pull back like with his rip move, he can get to that quarterback. Because what he do most of the times, and when I was watching some of his film against Evan Neal, is that Evan began to say, okay, I know that I got to widen my kick out when he do his knee bend, kick out, whatever the terminology of it. Shout out to my guy, the OC, and Voch Lombardi with the technology, the technology of it, the technicalities of it. That's the best way to say it. It's pardon me. But when the burst is get off and he stand with his hands, that quickness, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. There's not a lineman in the NFL, nor the pros, nor anywhere you can look at in college or what have you, got 4.4 speed. Speed is something that is given to you by God, right? Quick twitch. There's always somebody who was young in school, and you say, hey, man, what's going on? That dude just fast, man. He don't lift weights. He don't do jump ropes or none of that stuff. He just fast, man. That boy fast. And that's what D. Williams is. I can't wait to training camp, man. Sam Williams is the truth. I don't want to put him all the way up there. You can't coach speed, yeah. So all we working on is when he extend that inside arm and he lands it, right? Inside the chest, he automatically. He got to get skinny. And if he can learn to get skinny and use that other hand to knock those others out the way, yeah, disengage properly and shoot and flip his hips to get upfield to get to the quarterback, it's over. And I don't even care if it's a situational down. Even if it's, hey, I'm only going to bring him in on third down. We're going to let Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong get the first and second down, and we bringing in Williams on third down. I don't care. Fast is fast. 4.4 speed. I ain't talking about he 4.8. Undersized peeps don't make it in sports. I feel you. Training camp starts in 3 weeks in July. Yeah, on the latter part of it. Speed do.
Rookie selection? Is
I think that, to me,
as good as Randall?
I think he's not as fast as Randy Gregory. He's not that slippery type of guy.
Whoa. What Broaders is saying when he say he's not as fast and slippery as Randy, he's talking about short area quickness, right? Short area quickness is different between just fast straight line speed to power. Okay? Randy Gregory had body contortions. The body he got dexterity, right? He can bend and just get and contort and get around there and get inside. And he's athletic. Both of those guys are athletic, right? So what I want you guys to do is understand that the person that probably have the most bend on this team rushing off the edge now is either Dorrance Armstrong, and if we still have Basham, far as that shoulder bend. When you look at tape of Golston, D-Law's a hand technique guy to get his separation, what have you. But far as shoulder dip, do we still have Basham on this team? Parsons ran a 4.38, yep. And William ran a 4.40. And I think the difference between the two is about 20 pounds, right? Right. Not sold on Armstrong. Okay, so yeah, but Armstrong do have bendable technique that he can dip the shoulder, believe it or not. His balance is not as flexible as a Randy Gregory, but he do have a slight shoulder dip that he does or what have you. So that's the difference. Boy, that doggone Randy, he used to be able to bend that shoulder blade so low to the ground and then scoop back up to get to the quarterback. Fowler, I just didn't see that in his tape. I'm not saying that Fowler, he got to keep his pad levels low, but I'm not saying that Dante Fowler is a guy that don't have any flexibility to his pass rush techniques, but he have slight bendability. He's just bendable, or just a little bit bendable than D-Law, if I can put that in better terms. Yeah, let's go.
I think where he's going to be is, I think he's going to be more like Tank in the way he plays the run and rushes the pass.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's where I see him. I see it's not, Randy was like, get thin, get narrow, get up the
get
field.
Skinny. Yeah.
That kind of, this guy looks a little longer, and he looks a little thicker, and he looks a little heavier. But I could see him, because the one thing Tank can do as we've seen, is play the run on that left
Speed
side.
to power, yeah.
I think you don't give up anything with this guy playing on the right side, playing against the run.
That's good.
And but I don't think he's got the explosiveness though of what you have with Randy.
Man, that's crazy because his 10-yard split or whatever it is for the 40 was like better than a lot of the wide receivers in the draft.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I thought he had some really good get off from an athletic standpoint, but 260 pounds, if he can set the edge the same way that Tank can, that brings huge value.
He does. I mean, I think he can be a good all-around edge. The question, though, Brian, and I wonder if you noticed, have you seen him add anything to his pass rush moves, add anything to his arsenal? Because it kind of seemed like a one-trick pony a little bit coming at Ole Miss.
That's something he's clearly going to have to work on because the way he was able to get up the field was the run stuff.
Okay,
it wasn't the pass. But I think you got a guy that can kind of do both.
I love it when I haven't heard this audio, right? And then when my assessment matches up with Brian's assessment, and then the pathway. And I'm going to say this for most guys. Focus on you one move to master that. But don't try to master all of the moves. Get good at your moves. Get good at your moves. And that's in any craft that you do, especially on a sports level. Get good at your moves, but focus and concentrate on one at a time. One at a time. Be a master of that one move. Right? And then you keep that one, and then you say, now it's time for me to work on the next move. And I think that will help you out in the long run. And have you a bread and butter play. Like, if you look at some of the greats, right? Bruce Smiths of the world, right? Back in the days, and Reggie White. They didn't have a whole arsenal of moves, right? And even D. Ware. Oh, my gosh. I can close my eyes and imagine D. Ware on this team, the young D. Ware. Oh, my God, it'll just be crazy. Julius Peppers, he didn't have a lot of moves. Wax on, wax off, right? Let Williams, look, and I do agree with you on this one, Edwards. Let Williams be himself. Vets will wow him with the bag of tricks. Just let him be himself for probably, like with Parsons, right? You know, Parsons, he came and hit him with a Euro step and got to the quarterback. I was like, God, dog, who does that? 4-3 do it, right? Hey, you guys think I'm lying. Just to flip over to like wide receiver routes, truth be told, Tyreek Hill, he ain't a nuanced route runner, but he got speed. Tyreek Hill got speed, baby. And you got to respect that speed. And what speed do, Cowboy Nation? Y'all put that down in the chat. So just focus, and then you build up one by one. There's a video out there that shoot even Tyreek Hill saying, look, I'm looking at Amari Cooper releases. I'm trying to get better at my releases like Amari Cooper. Yeah. Appreciate you, Brian. I can't say it. They'll flag my channel if I say it multiple times, but y'all could type it in there.
One more guy here if I could. And I've got other guys, but I'm running out of time. I'll maybe pick it back up later. This Devin Harper.
Yeah, we're going to do more of it at 6 if you want.
Okay, yeah, cool. I'll talk about some more guys then, too. Devin Harper, this linebacker they got from Oklahoma State that was drafted in the 6th round.
Mentality.
Okay, this kid's 6 foot. He's 234 pounds. I tell you what, I was super impressed. I was just looking for movement. I'm looking for movement. I'm looking for read, react, get downhill,
explode,
try and make a play. This kid's got a little of that to him. Just watching him move. Watch when you see the ball snapped and the ball's going to the outside, or they tried to run the waggle with the flow go one way and then the ball come back the other.
Sure.
Nah, this kid wasn't fooled on that. He found it, turned over, looked over his left shoulder, found the guy crossing, and was with the tight end coming across. So the movement, the understanding. I mean, I didn't know a whole hell of a lot about this kid. You know, watching him in Oklahoma, so I'm like, he looks like a good player. You know, I didn't know, 6th round pick, maybe some traits. This guy's got some. I think he's got some vision. I think he's got a lot of awareness. because early, I mean, he didn't look like he was fooled at all. And then the ball, like I said, going to the outside, he was able to fill. I was watching him in the drills and stuff because I always worry about linebackers that can't catch. Don't give me the line. I mean, the guy that drops and then the ball hits him and it goes up in the air. I don't want that guy. This guy's got some decent ball skills. And I mean, like, okay, ball's thrown poorly. He's like making a catch. So, and that's in drills. It's not in the team setting or anything like that.
Drills.
Sometimes you can see those drills, those guys fight the ball. I don't think this guy fought the ball.
It's interesting you pointed him out. I was wondering if our guy Aaron Hansford would actually outperform.
Yeah, Hansford is a guy that I'm gonna do a little excerpt on a little later on this, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Cowboy Nation, and that's what it is. Dallas Cowboys for life. Law, have you been receiving my messages? I have texted you and had no response. Where are you texting me at? If not, Dallas Cowboys for life, shoot me a message via Twitter or Instagram. There'll be a better way to contact me. I got my phone set to emergency contacts only, unfortunately, and that's the situation that I decided to do. So if you text my personal phone, you won't have the ability to contact me, unfortunately. But via Twitter, DM me, or Instagram, you can hit me up that way. All right, appreciate everybody for jumping in and being part of this episode. Okay, you guys want me to keep going? I can find some other content we can talk about, or we can open up the phone lines, Q&A time. We can do that. Let me just turn the phone lines on. We do a quick phone call at 7 o'clock. 657-390-7391 is the contact number. I'm trying to get the tickets early. Yeah. Go to the website, cowboysexperience.com, and call that number there. And trust me, we're going to have a grandiose time, especially week 1, week 2, back-to-back home games. And then on the latter part of the schedule, boy, that schedule look good for us because we pretty much do all of the home games, meet and greet. And we're working on some players, man, to get out there, especially since they lifted that C-19 thing. And we're supposed to have Lamb this year. So hopefully we'll have Lamb out there at the event where you guys can shake his hand and everything and see if he have a strong grip. You know more about a person when you shake their hand, right? 14-3, Stephen White. Yeah, I feel you. Hook it up. Shout out to y'all, man. So we need tickets. We got tickets. Y'all hit me up at Cowboys Experience. You know, don't meet me there, beat me there. That's what I tell people. Don't meet me there, beat me there. And you get a chance to have a good time. You get a chance to have a good time. And I hope I ain't out speaking my wisdom teeth, but we should have a set of first rounders there. A set. Let that sink in. A set of first rounders at the event. So check that link out. I got the wonderful Coach Marv on the phone line for you. Marv, what's good, Coach?
What's going on, Lo? How you doing, man?
Man, well, I can't complain, Coach. I can't complain.
Man, you know, I'm trying to plan me a trip to come. I haven't never my whole life I had never seen a Cowboy game in Dallas, man.
Well, shoot, what you waiting on, Coach? Come on down, man.
Yeah.
We make sure we get you close to it, you know, where you can almost, when they running through the tunnel, you be one of the people that can be like, hey.
Yeah, man. I want to see the wonder of the world of Jerry's world, man. I mean, it's good to be able to, you know, and now that I'm free, I'm not into the in the coaching realm no more. I'm now to the point my children is grown now. They doing their own thing. So So now it's time for me to celebrate me. You know.
Most certainly. There's tons of things. They got the Star at Frisco, and then there's a tour you can do there, and then they also have the stadium tour. So both tours, man, you have a good time in Dallas, man.
Yeah. So man, they had the They had the rookie minicamp. I hadn't followed none today, but I know they got on the field today, didn't they?
They got on the field today. My guy shot me some video clips, and I'm gonna do a little later on tonight. And I got some Charles Haley working out with Parsons, and we got LVE running through some drills. This is a make it or break it. But what I'm high on is Devin Harper. I think that he can make some noise this offseason, and as well as Damone Clark. I know that he's not going to play for what have you for the first half of the season, but I really want them to put that bubble wrap on him and just get him ready for 2023.
Yeah, and I like the 4 linebackers that we're going to have in camp. I was been noticing, this is the first year that we really had a good set of linebackers, new linebackers in camp. I like Clark. Right, and I think yes, we need to put the bubble wrap on him.
Just put it on.
I like the last pick we picked up from Ohio State, but Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
I love him, and I love the 2 guys. I know when you still had your text line, I sent you a while back. I sent you that about
hands. That line's still
Jackson.
Open. Yeah, Story Jackson. And,
Jackson.
Yeah,
as well as the guy out of Texas A&M, and all of these guys are very athletic, physical guys, and I think all of them in the same type of mold. They're big.
Mm-hmm.
All of them over 6 feet tall and have great measurables. I think a lot of people getting in this year. There's going to be a lot of free agent and across the league, a lot of undrafted free agents making teams because the pool of players was so big that there was a lot of diamonds in the rough that was left out. So I think the Cowboys are looking to try to change their linebacker room. And let's be optimistic. Let's say if all 4 of these guys hit.
Right.
Okay. Now our linebacker core is set for 3 to 4 years without having to worry about in the free agency, and these guys will be if these guys will be on contracts where you can tender them in. So you may have some guys that may could be there for a good little while, and if they hit and they're young and they're aggressive, man, you have changed out your linebacker core with some very good players.
But here's the thing, though, Coach. Now they do run a lot of nickel. There's only 2 linebackers, and I heard earlier today that they even brought in Marquise Bell to get some some linebacker reps. So I don't know if they're gonna go with that many linebackers. I can't wait till we do our 53 final man roster show. Whereas now we're going to say, do you go with 6 wide receivers or 5 wide receivers? Do you go with 10 DBs or, 9 DBs or how many linebackers? Because somebody got to play special teams. So I can't wait to see how this thing all uncrumbles, right?
Well, I think you could. The Cowboys are going to have to make some tough decisions. Maybe, the grass will always tell you if you can make some tough decisions. If these guys if they really like what they see in the OTAs and then they start liking what they see in training camp, there's no need to keep a guy like Luke Gifford if you got a guy that's a free agent pickup that's in his first year that's playing just as well because you got growth there, and you know what Luke Gifford is. He's not going to get after 4 or 5 years.
Right, you kind of got a feeling like, come on, Luke. And then they already see what they doing now. They know what they got out of LVE, but they saying we're going to give him one more shot, because he is a former first-round draft pick, and somebody is saying, I'm not finna fall on the sword yet. Let's give him one more shot. And that could be the situation there, Coach.
let me say this, and then I got one other point, but I think with the Luke Gifford and the LVE signing, you got to understand this, Law. When you're going into the draft, you want to at least sign enough because these guys got minimum contracts.
Right.
You want to at least sign enough guys in case if you had to go from without even having the draft. You have at least some people you can put on the field. And I'm not saying no, but you got some experienced guys to put on the field. So when they felt that they were going to add to they were going to change their linebacker room out. So I don't think I don't think all their money guaranteed Lou Gifford or LVE. So
small contracts.
If they find some guys that's coming in and that's young and they can get some playing time out of them, and they're just as good, those guys might be camp casualties. The veterans might be camp casualties coming doing if you can't stash one of them.
Yep. So if you can't stash them, it could be a camp situation, Coach. And then right now, I'm talking glowingly of all of these guys, but we will find out when those pads come on, right?
Yeah, when the grass and they're physical guys, so you won't know better for them to get the grass. But Lord, let me say one other thing right quick.
Go ahead, Coach.
I know y'all was talking yesterday, and I on Boss Cowboy show, and I put out there about Kellen, but I heard what your comment was about Kellen and about his inexperience,
right?
But and you hit it so much on the head when you talked about McCarthy. One of your gripes about McCarthy, which has been one of my gripes about McCarthy, did he take over?
Right.
He could have took over a little bit more. But I gave you this analogy. I want you to go with me on this.
Yeah.
If McCarthy thinks and the Cowboy organization think that Kellen Moore is that diamond in the rough.
Right.
And Law, when they come out the diamond mine, they're not shiny and glittery.
You got to clean it up
on your wife's finger or on that necklace, and the glow of them is popping. Right. They come out, they're scarred, they're covered, and they have to be pressurized and cut and molded into a shiny piece that everybody can see that can stand out.
Right.
So if the Cowboys feel that Kellen Moore is that diamond
in the rough, right,
then he has to be put under pressure from head coaches to pressurize him and put him in a spot where he can be that shiny piece and grow to be that shiny piece that they think he is. If they don't do that, he'll just be a nice diamond that they think is a great diamond, but he'll never get his value or his glow.
No doubt, Coach.
You can't baby him, and this is the job of Mike McCarthy. If you took on the Kellen Moore when you came here, it was your job to mold him into the person that the Cowboys think he can be.
Right.
And it's going to benefit the both of you.
No doubt, Coach. Man, I got you on that one, man. I appreciate you so much, Coach. Thank you so much for calling in. That's a good call from you, Coach.
All right, now, Law.
Yeah, it's a good call from Coach Marv, man. All right, so we definitely get that part of it. Mike McCarthy, he saw the house on fire, and he sat back with his arm folded. And at some point in time, he's supposed to go over there and say, hey, son, sit down. Let me show you how to cook this properly. I'm going to put the fire out. Just sit back and watch. But at that point, if he'd have did the young man like that, there would have been no point of return for one or two of those guys, right? Because if you stand into the gap and you don't improve, then the onus is now on you. But if you sit back and let the young fish swim and let them continue to cook, I guess, we're going to stick to that analogy and say, man, you got to put this out by yourself, right? And that's one of the hardest transitions you can do, especially, is when you take the training wheels off, right? And as a father, you seeing your kids scrape their knees and fall and all of this stuff, It's a hard thing to do, but it's necessary. So I feel Coach on that. So I got the 214 you live.
What's up, love?
Nothing to it, man. It's your world, fam. Who this is? Who is it?
It's your boy OT. Because I tried calling for my other number, but
Let me
I couldn't get through. So I've been texting yourself, man, for a week now.
I got your message. You text me earlier today, and I was in the movies watching Doctor Strange, man. I was watching Doctor Strange, and I meant to get back with you. I was in the movies, but talk to me, man.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if we can do something good for our fans this year, maybe we can probably do 4 people.
4?
So probably if you want to do the preseason, yeah, I'm thinking about doing 4 people. So we can probably get together, talk, and see out which games you want them to go to.
Yeah.
And then we can probably do that early. It's just my way of saying thanks and giving back.
Most,
you know, I love the Cowboys, so if we can send people to a couple of games to make people happy, that would make me happy also. So.
Most certainly.
I always get to miss the show, so I was like, nah, I might do everything to probably catch you and talk to you, yeah.
Yeah, the OT. So here's the thing. I don't think that we're gonna have a home preseason game. It just I'm looking at the schedule, and in Seattle may be a home game, but it's in the wind. And the Tampa Bay game and the Cincinnati game. If you can get tickets to that, man, that would be glorious. How are you purchasing the ticket via the app again, right?
Yeah. So basically, you can come up with something like if people coming from out of town or if the game gonna be out of town. So if they're from out of town, they can be able to go. So we can do it early, so nobody can find excuses, you know. So
right.
Like, yeah.
I believe like it's May now, so we could probably plan around that September the 11th game at 7:20.
Yeah, it's gonna be in Tampa or it's gonna be in Dallas.
It's a home game, so we got a home game in September. That's plenty of time, you know. That's plenty of time.
We can do that now. So
we can do it now.
So if somebody gets the letter, they ain't gonna be finding excuses. Oh, I don't have tickets. I don't have this. Nah. So they got plenty of time to put them stuff together. So if they can go, they should say I can go, and that opportunity can be given to somebody else rather than delaying and we can find somebody else. So hopefully we can do that, and then we can put everything together.
Most certainly. Just shoot me another text, man, when you want to get it done, and I'm gonna talk to my people, and my people gonna conversate back to me, and then we're gonna try to see if we can get somebody those good tickets like you did last season.
Yeah. So once you're ready, let me know, and then I will go ahead and get those tickets ahead of time, and then you can just.
How many tickets again? How many tickets again you talking about doing? 4.
Let's do 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
In one setting, or we want to spread it out for the whole year?
Yeah, we're gonna spread it. We're gonna spread it out. You know, like I want one Eagles, one Giants, one Redskins, and the last one gonna be anybody.
Okay, you know? okay. We'll do that then.
Yeah, so that's division game, and then one outside of the division, which would be cool. Because I know the Thanksgiving game last year was bad, and that person had a bad experience. So,
you know, it was terrible for them, man. And it was a Denver Broncos game, and I said, man,
yeah.
I said they better not leave during halftime. Yeah, got that ticket for them.
No, man. So hopefully we can do all division games for home games, and then one non-conference game. It don't matter. The non-conference game can be anywhere in the U.S. Any away game.
Okay, good, man. I got you. I got you, the OT, man. Appreciate you so much, bro.
You're welcome, man.
Anytime, man. That's good. That's the multi-millionaire. The OT, man. I appreciate you, man. That's a good guy. That's a really good guy, man. Oh, my goodness, man. We gave away tickets to the Denver Broncos game. And I can guarantee you they wasn't still at that game. They were sitting there like, man, that was their first experience. And, man, that Denver Broncos game, man, I just sit there and say to myself, I just wish it was a better game like the Eagles game. So if This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna only pick. We're only gonna pick one of those divisional games. I believe we're gonna beat the mess out of the Eagles again, or the Giants, or anybody like that. Vasher is a camp body. Leave Vasher alone. I got my guy, man. The last caller of the night, man.
Conference has been
Because I got to get set up for another show. 206, man. MJ, you live.
What's up, family? How you doing?
Man, it's your world, man. I hope you win the tickets, man, so you can come out here and crush some skulls over here, man, on Cowboys World.
Yeah, I gotta go to a game. My fraternity brother, he always go to the Cowboys game, and he said, "Man, you gotta come to the game." So I'm gonna go to the game this year. I gotta pick a game I'm gonna come to.
I hope just pick one of those Eagles games, or an Eagles game, or a Washington game, or a Giants game. And what we doing is the OT. He gives away tickets for a fan. He got to be a fan, right? And we're gonna come up with maybe for those who subscribe to the channel, or those who shared this content or gave donations, we'll put their names in the hat, and then we'll give those tickets away. So he's right about his words, though. So hopefully, man, you could be one of the guys that your name get pulled, and you get a chance to go to the game and watch the Cowboys beat up on somebody, you know.
Yeah, I remember I went to that Seattle game in Seattle. Because I live in Seattle when the Cowboys play Seattle.
Oh, so you were there?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a game where we lost?
No, not yet. Kind of lucky.
So you the reason why we haven't won a Super Bowl in 26 years. See, if you go to all of the games, MJ, we gonna win them. See, that's the deal. See, I got me a jacket that I put on, and when I put the jacket on, we have a winning season. I call it my winning jacket.
Well, we got a Cowboy football club,
right,
in LA, and it'd be like 50 of us, and we all go to a restaurant. And we destroy the restaurant. They be like, all these Cowboy fans, and they be hating. They like when we lose. They talk smack. Especially Redskin fan. There's one guy, he a Redskin fan.
Right.
He be happy. He be always betting against him. Oh, he hate it.
Most certainly, man. I feel you, man. So what you got for this show, man? What you got for this episode, MJ? What's on your mind?
I like what I'm hearing. My brothers.
Yeah.
I told my friends, I said that Smith, that guy gonna be playing guard. It's gonna make Beatas better. But y'all better Beatas got stronger. Don't think he did.
Right.
We're gonna have one of the best running game this year. But the key is Kellen Moore. You gotta stop. Don't try to make Dak Prescott throw 40 times. No. When we won Super Bowl, Aikman threw 22 times, 25 times.
Yeah, right around that area. Yeah.
Yeah. And we was killing teams. And we can do the same thing. Because that defense is going to be fast and powerful. But a lot of linebackers, some of our linebackers, them young boys making the team. Because they can play special team, they fast, and our old linebackers getting cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold all judgment until I see. Like, I love Brian Broader's assessment. He's one of the good guys out there. But when I see with my natural eyes, like me and Big Game James, we go out there to Oxnard, and we say now we can see from our eyes, right? And we go to some of the practice that's local here when it's open to the public, and we get a chance to see with our eyes versus someone else's eyes and their interpretation. Because sometimes they see something that we don't see, and we see something that they don't see, and that's the glory of it. And I can't wait to some of the preseason games to see some of those guys that's on the back end of the roster, see if they can make a name for themselves.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. See, that's why I don't never say that. I wait till the preseason game, the practice, and then whoever makes the team, I'm going with them. And because a lot of players, they be almost there, and then the Cowboys won't play them
Right.
They don't want the other team. They don't want the other team to pick them up like they're trying to put them on their practice squad.
No doubt, MJ. Hey, I got to roll like dice, man. But hey, man, it's always a pleasure talking to you, man. You're a real one, bro.
All right, fam. Yeah, when you come, we gonna hang out. I got you.
No doubt. I got you. Let's go.
All right,
Good call. Back to backs, man. Appreciate you, man. One love. Yeah. Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys for tuning in for this episode. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys, talking long to you guys, and going over the conversation with you all. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, and if you watching and you have not hit that like button and you still here, come on, man.
Shame.
What's going on with you?
Shame. Shame.
Vasher signed a 3-year, $2.4 million. Keep blowing him off if you want. This is from DP Johnson. Look, Vasher, they like Vasher. I like Vasher, so look, I know it was in college. He had the 25 tubs. He is a tall target, and I think that he can get separation. And as far as this offense, he can play that X role. I see him as an X receiver on the outside, manning it up, bounding it out, bodying it out, and all of that good stuff. So, look, but he got to prove it, because at the end of the day, Cowboy Nation, what you did in college and what you did last year, take it and sweep it under the rug, step on it, and then sweep up under the rug and put it in a bag and throw it away. Because here's the thing, it don't matter. You got to stand tall now. You got to get your mind ready, set to go now. I like the way even Parsons said, hey, all of the good things that I did last year is history. I got to recreate it all over again. Now, he shouldn't press himself and chase for stats. No, he still have that mindset that, hey, I'm the Terminator. I'm trying to destroy the opposing quarterback. And that should be in his mental complex, Cowboy Nation. That's the reality of it. That is the reality of it. Write this down, and I've been saying this one for a minute now. Write this one down. There's one thing a man should always do. Mainly to himself be true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring makes sense to you. Like what my guy Sam put down, Vasher is greater than Jerry Rice. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices turn hearts into stones. Although I don't believe Vasher is greater than Jerry, but I think that Vasher have an opportunity to put it out there on the field. But in the beginning, there was brother, I will ride with brother, roll with brother. The morals of life, live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. You see, they'll take a decent man and alter his heart until they seek to rip him apart. Those men, no man should call a friend, because they bend lies around the truth until they meet their end. Sam Rose said, I'm the hype man. I know, I feel you, man. Vasher do have an opportunity to put it out there, and legacy to be built on the field. He got to make it happen. He's 6'6", running 4.5 40. Got soft hands, right? But he got to prove it, right? Everybody look good with their shirt off, right? Put a little baby oil on it and say, hey, I gained some weight. I got ripped up, baby. Can you take a hit? Can you hold on to the ball, right? Y'all fellas remember, take that little creatine for 2 or 3 weeks, you put that baby oil all over you. You get in the mirror and start flexing. Y'all guys, I know you guys do it. I sneak with Pookie, Ray. I've been lifting some weights. Y'all better move out the way.
Nowadays,
Let's go. 4.5 is not slow. Gallup runs a 4.5, and Gallup been taking the top off the defense for a minute. He could be a 4.4 Gallup, you know. Let's go. Veteran. Come on. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Let's go. Yeah. You know what? When you say Dean and Davis ain't nothing, look, one thing I can tell you, their defensive coordinator ain't a Dan Quinn, right? So they could have had Superman and Batman on that team. If they don't have a strategy, it ain't gonna work. Let me know if I'm lying. Come on. Shout out to you, Eric, Mac. Yeah. Law. Come on.
I got paid to play today.
All day.
I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today.
All right.
I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane,
finger roll, baby.
Heard your whole team was for sale.
Jim Long, shout out to you, my dog. Creatine had me at 260. Oh wow.
Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food.
Come on.
Now you're all on live like this.
That dude look just like Parsons. I hope he play like him. Old news, baby. Shout out to all of the subscribers, man. Appreciate y'all. One love. Yeah. Be careful with the peanut butter now. The powder is better for you. Get the peanut butter powder, mix that in with your drinks, and then you can get going. Let's go. Let's go again with it, baby. Hey, ho, let's go. Come on. Later. All right.